Though back in the 70s as a teenager, I can remember it was a lot different with law enforcement because if they caught you drinking and driving, they'd slap you on the wrist almost literally and tell you to go home, park the car. And that's happened to me. So I am not claiming to be perfect. Okay, I understand. But, socially, I can understand it. That, sometimes social situations can be a little stressful. And I think that a little alcohol, I mean, I don't know what God put on the God's green earth and didn't. I mean, is it natural that we drink wine and fermented grapes? I mean, was wine at the wedding when Jesus made turn the water into wine? Some people, the Seventh Day Adventists, will suggest that it was just grape juice, that there was no alcohol. I don't know the truth, and I don't think it's a big deal as long as you're not hung up on it, as long as it doesn't become a god and it doesn't remove you from your devotion to God, because alcoholism is a disease, just like drug addiction, just like addiction to pornography or addiction to tobacco or addiction to food or addiction to gambling or addiction to retail therapy or any number of other less well-known addictions. I mean, there's just a million and one addictions that people have, sexual addictions. Okay, and we all can relate and say, hey, you know what? It's tough. It might not be your downfall. It might not be your weakness. It might not be your vice, but you can empathize. You can say, wow, that's laughable. I don't have that issue. Like I could say that about food. But it's still, I get it. I get that, there's reasons in the back of people's mind. There's reasons why they feel a need to escape. They feel a need for this relief. They feel a need to own some little fragment, some little portion that remains of their own individual reality. That's what I think it comes down to. I can't explain it because why would any of us willingly sabotage our happiness? I mean, we want to soar with the eagles, don't we? We want our spirit to get higher and higher and higher. We want to be filled with joy and happiness and just go out there and show people how to live your life, set a good example, fill your heart with so much love. There's no room for anything inferior to be filling your heart, right? I mean, it's easy to talk the talk, but to walk the walk is another story. And see, what I want to investigate, and I want to help people have inquiring minds and be curious about the same things, is what are the drivers? What are the causers? What is the genesis for us wanting to run, not walk away from our so-called reality? Well, folks, listen, I've been watching this thing unfold for a long time, and I could tell you what it is point blank. Okay, the evildoers that are running the show, the kingpins, the masterminds, the grand puppeteers, the ones that are controlling the policies we're all forced to live under from birth, our reality, in other words, tell us, look, you can be free in any other way. It's not spoken. They don't come out and say it, but this is it. It's an unspoken truth. You can be free in any way at all. You can call yourself free, and you can revel in it. But you cannot be financially free. Do you understand? So in other words, that's an affront to what God says. Right there, right off the bat, you fundamentally must understand that. This planet, rightfully, belongs to God and God alone. We, human beings, all of us, rightfully belong to God and God alone. Do you understand the paradigm we should have versus the one we have? What a departure that is, that paradigm. Do you understand why these two forces are at loggerheads, why they're at odds, why it's like oil and water that can never mix? This is not like magnets that draw to each other or electricity with the negative and positive charge that make complete, the male-female being whole when they're together. Okay, it's not like that. Okay, these are forces that cannot coexist indefinitely, in perpetuity, forever. They cannot. God won't tolerate it. And the good guy, for the good and the righteous among us, the good news is that the good guys are going to win. The righteous, the upright, the decent among us that get it, that really get it. Wow, that's a huge departure, okay, from this reality, but that's what's coming. Do you understand? Our reality would be, when God gets his way, the world of tomorrow is that you are born rich. because this planet is rife with inherent wealth that belongs to you. Do you understand? Do you understand what I'm conveying here? That's a thus saith the Lord. That's a biblical thing. You understand? How many preachers out there do you hear talking like me? How many pundits? How many teachers? How many people do you hear talking like me? The reason I do what I do with this video series is because you don't hear anybody talking like me. And I don't get it. What do you think? I think I'm smarter than everybody? I know I'm not smarter than everybody. I don't know why. This stuff is crystal clear to me. I mean, it's just ask and you shall receive. When you ask for something good, you want the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. You want to cut to the chase. Okay, you want to come out of the muddied and bloodied waters that have been imposed on you from birth and swim in the cool, clear, clean, clear waters that God provides you to swim in. Says, come on over here anytime you want. I'll clear it up for you. I'll pull you out of Babylon. I'll keep you out of Babylon. You'll never go back again. You'll say, I was right all along. Being an egalitarian, it's an anathema. It's like that's a pejorative in this world. Oh my gosh, let's not talk about that. Oh my gosh, don't tell people what that means. As a result, a few people ask you. You look up the word, then go out there, and anyone you meet, every chance you get, talk about it and see how many people even know what the word. How can anybody turn the term egalitarian into a pejorative? But that's what they do. They don't like that. The establishmentarians, those that think they got it going on, that are riding high in this current establishment, where the wealth imbalance just continues to grow, where poverty keeps continuing to grow, the welfare state continues to grow. People don't understand a damn thing. They don't know what the hell socialism is. They don't know what the hell capitalism is. We're in Babylon. There's confusion. There's ignorance. And the scriptures say that my people perish for lack of understanding. Our society, our civilization is rife with ignorance and confusion. And that's what the evildoers want. They want us disempowered. You lack confidence to speak out. If you don't know a damn thing, look up words. Find synonyms and then let that trail off and branch out and then learn more. Hone your communication skills. It's a beautiful thing so that you can help and be a part of helping to extricate people out of this mess. Leading horses to water. You can't make them drink. You can't change anybody's mind, but you could sure encourage them to say, look, I strongly recommend you do not prescribe to an ignorance is bliss philosophy. And here's why. It's a trap. You're on this ship of fools careening to destruction, and 99.99% of the people on that ship of fools may not know that they're careening to destruction. We're all stuck on that ship of fools, okay, whether we like it or not, because we don't get a choice about this cost of living tax we're born into, that we're told, well, you can be free in any other way but this one. Okay, no, you got to comply, you got to conform, you got to capitulate, you got to acquiesce. Okay, let us program you. Let us show you what common sense is. Let us show you what success is. We'll define those words for you, those terms. Trust us. You understand, we're all stuck on that ship, but you can jump off metaphorically in your mind and your heart and spirit. You can say, I'm done. If you guys, all 99.99% of you want to be invested in this scene, man, and go careening to destructions, even though the scriptures say, weep and wail, all you rich people, for your riches have rotted, okay? The moths have eaten it, and it's gone, it's done. That's what's going to come upon the establishmentarians suddenly. You're not going to see it coming because you think you're riding high. I mean, stock market's higher, historic highs. I mean, you think you got it going on, man. This wealth imbalance is working for you. You're one of the establishmentarians. You're a part of this beast system. You don't call it that because, it's sort of like how people used to think of Alan Greenspan, affectionately turned. He was the Fed, right? Oh, yes, the Fed. He's going to make me rich, and I'm going to prescribe to it. I'm going to go along with it. And, oh, great, a plunge protection team. What could be better? Getting rid of banking regulations, taking the leash off the criminal class, gangster class, and just let them run roughshod over the public and take advantage and just destroy the working class blue collar hopes, okay, and dreams of ever attaining the middle class American dream of home ownership. Let's steal it from them, and let's legitimize the bailout of '08. Let's bail out the criminals that caused the problem, deliberately caused the problem, by the way, for the sole purposes of being able to steal the wealth of the working class blue collar people out there. Regular everyday Joe Bag of Donuts out there, okay? That's who they're taking it from. We the people. The people, the only rightful government. We got to pay for these bills. I mean, we're paying $50 billion a year to subsidize housing costs for people that can't afford their own. We're renting. They're forcing me to be a renter, to pay my taxes. No, you can't buy those people houses. You got to pay your taxes to rent those people houses. And it goes in the pockets of guys like Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, and all these other people that are obviously insatiable by the evidence. You say, wow, it's empirical evidence is glaring. They just can't get enough. They can't resist. It's like kids in a candy store. What do you mean I can have all the candy? Well, I'll deprive everybody of it. Let's take it all. So that's what they've done. And California is the guinea pig state because they started here. And now we have a majority of residents in California are renters. Do you understand? They're tenants. Without less and less hope, with every passing day, less and less hopes of ever attaining home ownership, middle class, the American dream, less and less. I mean, I got neighbors, okay, living in duplexes, okay, purportedly, rumor has it, one of them's a cop, really nice guy, Roy. I got to meet this guy, big guy, about 6 foot, I don't know, 6'5", 6, very humble guy, wait, 300 pounds, well built. And another neighbor, and Ryan, and both great neighbors. He's got an awesome female German Shepherd, just a great, great dog. I know 3 people now. I'm friends with their German Shepherds. But, these people are making good salaries. Ryan's an engineer. His wife, they run a juice business, and they got to rent a duplex. Do you understand? This is a state of affairs. This is what's coming to you across the country if you don't get it and understand how you're being tyrannized, how you're losing freedom, how you're losing independence. This is it, man. And they can just jack up the rent. We just want to make sure that they can never be homeowners, right? That's what the investors, Democrats and Republicans, liberals and conservatives, socialists and capitalists, just words, that's what people call themselves. Each one of them might be actually the opposite of what they say. They don't care. But they're identifying with a party so that you could think the division has to do with any of those things, and it doesn't. It's all about class, whether you're a landlord class or a tenant class. Do you understand? So it's in the interest of the landlord class to make sure you stay under their thumb and you have no hopes of ever getting out from under their thumb. That's their security. That's their bread and butter. That's why affordable housing is such an anathema to these people. Do you get out with the trouble we're in? Why I say we're in a lot of trouble. Okay, we're there. We're at that point. You understand? We've gone down the tubes. It's not we're going down the tubes. We're down the tubes. It's not that we're those frogs in the water still being cooked. We're cooked. We're done. It's over. The gig is up. The jig is up. It's over. Okay, the game is over. Okay, it's been exposed. Get it. I want you to get it. I want everybody to understand the kind of trouble that we're in. It's a lot of trouble. It's going to be next to impossible. Without God's help, it is going to be impossible to extricate ourselves from this mess. But the first step that you want, at least for yourself, you want to make sure you're off that ship of fools and you're ready for that world of tomorrow, the one that God's going to install. Okay, when he takes over this scene, that is what I want you to sink your teeth into and say, okay, I get it. I can't wait for the world of tomorrow when there's no form of money at all. And furthermore, there's nobody there that wants any form of money, that they get it. They're done. They're over it. Been there, done that. We're over it. We are the most intellectual creature on the face of the earth. Why aren't we the most logical creature? Why aren't we investing our time in frolicking on God's green earth and having fun just like our divine parents want us to? Blissed out all the time, never a dull moment. We serve of our own free will and accord on our basis and nobody else's because God made us free. We're not captive to anybody. We do what we want to do, when we want to do it, how we want to do it, for who we want to do it, where we want to do it. End of story. And if you don't like it, you're not going to be in that place. Do you understand? You're going to that other place. If you want to encourage people to go there, that's your business. You will answer. You are somebody else's property. Always remember that, though. So on the day of reckoning, on Judgment Day, when you meet your Maker, you face your Creator, you have to answer to your owner, okay, that owns not only your body, but he owns your soul, where it's going from here. All your true essence, who you are, your heart, your mind, your spirit, your conscience. Remember, that's where you're going to go. And if you say, well, I'm on the side with those that would rather rule in hell than serve in heaven, so be it. That's your prerogative. You have free will choice. Again, you can lead a horse to water.